Okay. Now, uh, the steps. Again we are revising the same step, isolation and purification of DNA. But here you will understand how you will write down in exam. I have broadly classified them into three: lysis, stabilizing, and purification. But that is for your understanding. For writing purpose in the examination, you will be writing down these steps in this sequential order. Okay, they have all those basic steps present, but you will you if you write down stepwise in a flowchart manner, it will be good enough for you to explain and to get good scores. So the first step is bacterial cell is incubated at 37 degrees centigrade. Then the bacterial cell is centrifuged and the pellet collected, followed by addition of tris hydrochloric buffer to break the cell wall. Freshly prepared sodium dodecyl sulfate is also added. Then again centrifuged and the pellet collected. We again add tris hydrochloric buffer, so that again if there is any problem in the pH, that is again being controlled. Then we are adding chilled ethanol and keeping in ice, then again subject to centrifuge. Bacterial DNA settles down. Once the bacterial DNA settles down, we are resuspending it with tris ethylene diamine tetraacetate, tris EDTA, so that if any more this kind of cell membrane structures or anything which is present, that can all be again removed. So, and a pH is maintained by tris will maintain the pH, EDTA will remove all the impurities which are still left over. Then cesium chloride and etherium bromide are added. Why they are added, I'll tell you in the next section of the video. Then again it is centrifuged at high speed. The contents are treated with chilled ethanol again to precipitate DNA. So twice we are using chilled ethanol, so that centrifugation is being done. And the yield of DNA, again we are using it because the yield of, there may be some DNA content which are still suspended, so we want to precipitate that amount also. We don't want the DNA to be wasted, it is a very precious thing. So to increase the yield of the DNA, we are again using chilled ethanol. Again centrifuging it, again it is centrifuged, and what we get is the plasmid DNA as a pellet after the centrifugation. So this is it. Now we shall be discussing about what is the importance of different components which we have added in the whole process of recombinant DNA technology, isolation of the DNA. In isolation, what we have added, the first component can be EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. It's a chelating agent and binds with divalent metal ions such as calcium and magnesium, which activate nuclease activity, which activate nuclease enzymes. So nuclease enzymes are actually nuclease enzymes are having a property of digesting DNA and RNA. So we don't want DNA to be digested by the nuclease. So what we want, the nuclease enzyme should be deactivated. So how they will be deactivated? They are being activated already. Nuclease, see what actually happens. Nuclease enzyme is already present in the cell, but it is in deactivated state. It requires calcium and magnesium to get activated, and once they are activated, they will start digesting our DNA. So we don't want that DNA to be degraded or digested. So what we will do, we will not allow the calcium and magnesium to go and wake nuclease up. So what we are actually doing here, we are adding EDTA to bind to calcium and magnesium and keep them involved, so that they are not disturbing nucleus, and hence our DNA is safe. Okay. Second is EDTA is used to prevent degradation of DNA, thus protecting it from DNAs. This is the outcome of EDTA, which is digesting, which is binding to the calcium and magnesium, thus preventing the degradation of the DNA from the DNase enzyme, which is actually a nuclease. Okay. Next will be importance of buffer. Why at all buffer is added? First is tris buffer is commonly used biological buffer which is used throughout the DNA extraction process. The steps, the 8 9 steps which I have shown you in a flow chart, in the flow chart, there you were adding tris buffer at least two or three times. This is used throughout the DNA extraction process. So why at all it is needed? Because during extraction from any number of sources, DNA from any number of sources, DNA can be disturbed, and we know that DNA is pH sensitive. So during cell lysis and removal of unwanted cellular components and precipitation, tris is used to maintain a stable pH. So whenever there is a cell lysis or removal of unwanted components or precipitation, these all collectively may alter the pH of the solution, and a changed pH cannot be may cannot be resisted, can affect the DNA, because DNA is very pH sensitive. So to maintain a stable pH, tris buffer is used. It is a common biological buffer. So importance, these all, why I am telling you these, this buffer, EDTA separately, because they are actually asked in the examination uh, in compulsory part. Maybe in one number, in 1 mark, they can be asked that what is the importance of buffer, why at all a buffer is used, why at all SDS is used, what is the use of having chilled ethanol. So plus these things are asked in the exam also, as far as practical is concerned. In your practicals also these things are very commonly asked. What is the use, because this will be your practical. That is why I am teaching you isolation in one whole period. This whole today's session is based on isolation only, because this is an important concept which you need to apply practically also. So learn each and every step and understand the importance of each and every substance which we are adding. Next is the importance of SDS. SDS is sodium dodecyl sulfate. It is a solid anionic detergent that can solubilize the proteins and lipid that frame the membranes. For breaking down the membrane, for solubilizing the proteins and lipids that form the membrane, SDS is used. So SDS is an anionic detergent. In the lab, sometimes board asks you to prepare the SDS, sometimes they are giving us, telling us to provide you with the SDS. So we are providing you with the detergent, solid anionic detergent, and you will just add it into the mixture. This will break down the membranes and will expose the DNA. Okay, so SDS, tris, EDTA, all are combinedly affecting on the membranes and maintaining the pH, and are very important for different uses. So the next is, this will help the cell membranes to separate and expose the chromosomes that contain the DNA. Once the this membranes are being dissolved, the exposure, the chromosomes become exposed, and hence the DNA will also be exposed. SDS release the DNA from histones. Histones, you remember the nucleosome model? This DNA is being coiled 1.75 times on the histone protein, histone octamer. So what it actually does, SDS actually releases the DNA from the histone proteins and other binding protein which may also be present in the binding of the DNA. So it digests all the protein content, it digests the protein present in the cell membrane, it digests the protein present in the histones, that is histone is itself in is in itself a protein. So it digests that also. If any other binding protein is also present along with histone, which may be a possibility in higher eukaryotes, so they will denature all of them. So this was the importance of SDS. Moving forward, the next is importance of chilled